Hey up, Mr. Josh here, and in this video I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story of what happened to me last Thursday. And the reason being is because this little story is going to prove a theory that I have. And anyone who's ever had a lesson with me will know I have a theory about when people speak the best English. I strongly believe that most people suffer with English because they're scared. You know, it's that little nagging voice in the back of your head that's telling you, don't say this, be careful saying this, that's not right, you should think, yada yada yada, all that sort of rubbish. So today I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me on Thursday that kind of proves my point. And before I get onto that, would you mind subscribing please if you're new here? And also hit the like button, help me out immensely if you would. Anyways, so recently I've been uploading videos on Mondays and Thursdays. But last Thursday I actually recorded a video but didn't upload it. And the reason being was, having finished recording it, I was sitting exactly here on this sofa doing the editing when my phone rang. And I was very surprised that it was my mother, because she never takes her mobile phone with her. The whole concept that a phone is mobile and it can leave the house is somewhat lost on her. So I answered it and she sounded strange. She said, "Look, can you come and help me? I've just fallen over." Now, I should point out my mother is in her 80s, so, you know, falling over is a bit of a big deal for her. So I went over to where she was, and sure enough, she'd fallen over. And the reason she had fallen over was there's some building work going on nearby here. And the council has made like an actual path saying, walk down this path to stay away from the dangerous building work. But some idiot had decided to leave a string line right across the path, like a tripwire. And she basically tripped on this and boom, fell flat on her face. So anyhow, long story short, packed her off to the emergency centre, had a bit of an argument with the workers, well, one of the workers who I suspect is the boss. So here in Spain you have to report such things, and thankfully the town hall is literally like 2 paces away, and I went to report it. And I got told I had to report it to the police and make a police report first. And the police were, let's be polite, less than useless. Spanish police are the most lazy, incompetent, worthless individuals on the face of the earth. Unless they're victimizing people and giving them on-the-spot fines, they do nothing. Sweet Fanny Adams. All they do is gather money for the state. And so I had these 2 guys and I was explaining to them what had happened. And I have video footage of the string and everything. But of course by the time they arrived, the workers had cleared everything away and the police are just saying, there's nothing we can do, there's no evidence. To which I said, I have the evidence, it's here on my phone, look. And I don't know whether it was because they thought I'm just some stranger trying to cause trouble or what it was, but they really were not interested, and I had to force them to actually go and visit my mother in the hospital to take a statement. Anyway, forget that for the minute. The point is, speak in a foreign language. As I said, I'm a very sloppy Spanish speaker. I don't care, I'm not interested, I just speak how I feel like. As long as I get understood, I don't care. But this particular day, something I noticed after is that it wasn't like usual, in that I didn't have to explain myself twice at all, ever. And they understood every word I said, literally every word I said. There was none of the usual in and ahhing or confused looks. And what I put this down to is anger. Because I was so angry at the way they were treating me and what had happened to my mother, because it wasn't an accident, this was just gross stupidity. I was getting more and more worked up and more angry and vocal about it. That little voice maybe in the back of my head that sometimes that tries to tell me, you know, be polite, be respectful, be whatever, went like gone. He's like, no, don't want nothing to do with this, gone. Anyone who's ever had a lesson with me will know I say this a lot. There are 2 occasions when people speak the best English, and that is either they are angry or they are drunk. Because that little nagging voice of doubt gets drowned out. And like I say, this was proved very graphically last Thursday. And here's a question for you. Why is it when I'm reporting my mother falling over in the street, why do they need to know if I've been arrested and have a criminal record? Kind of curious about that one. And just for the record, never been arrested, no criminal record. Although, as I said to the policeman, yep, well, it's only 1:30. There's still plenty of time today. We can change that. So here's what the point of the story is. Fear is what keeps most people from speaking better English. In my case, it was Spanish. But it's just that situation of worrying about making a mess of things. And if you can get rid of that fear, either get angry or get drunk, or even just buy a really big bag of cannabis and smoke yourself stupid. Whatever it takes to get rid of that fear will help you much more than looking at every grammar book on earth. Trust me on this. It was proved very graphically to 2 policemen last Thursday. Anyhow, I'm going to go and actually I might get drunk. Why not? It's after 3 o'clock. It's time to get drunk. So, ciao for now.